So, models for Minecraft. Models in Minecraft have a distinct theme to them. They have a style where everything's a bit simple. We have rectangles and blocks, and everything is kind of square and jagged and edgy. Edgy from a design standpoint, not from a teenager standpoint where I'm trying to do the thing, I'm gonna be dark and edgy. No, we have literal edges on the block. Like, this is a very sharp point. I bet if I threw that at somebody and hit them in the head, let's say we hit them in the temple, well, I mean, it's a solid block of stone, so it's 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter, ow, which is going to do some serious damage if I can actually toss a rock that large. Just giving it a sharp point is icing on the cake. That said, like this blaze over here, this is just a bunch of rotating rectangular solids. And this blaze is the same, but Steve is pretty much the same. He's just a few rectangles that are stuffed together to make a thing that kind of looks like a person. You know, add another layer for armor. So as far as models are concerned, we have a style where everything is blocky, it's simple, and it's, shall we call it, low resolution textured? Because you can distinctly see all of the pixels on here. It's like, I can get up this close, there's a pixel there, it's a pixel there, and somebody's done a good deal of art to make sure that this works really well together. And it actually takes a good deal of talent to make things that fit with Minecraft. It doesn't take a ton because the textures are so small that you can kind of take textures that somebody's made and you can put them in the game, and so long as it's got the same kind of pattern, it should fit. Some things are going to look better than others, obviously. As long as you've got the contrast and the shape of it right, you should be good. If you start making things more detailed, more complicated, where, especially if you add anything like a round edge to it, it's going to look strange. I have a round shadow on the ground here, and the round shadow actually looks strange. It should look like a square or a rectangle that was the same size as me. The items don't look strange because they have the same sort of low resolution texture to them, and it's like, well, yeah, these kind of look the same. It spins around, but it's still this blocky pixely thing that exists within the world, so it matches. But something like, let's say we made the sun round. Suddenly the sun is the most round thing in the entire world, and it doesn't fit. Mods that add big rotating models usually have them rotate based on a square grid, just like the base game does. Like this guy, he's one piece, and he's got a bunch of pieces rotating around him, and if you took them out and you laid them out, you could probably make part of a block out of the blaze. Maybe if you took its head apart and its body, you could make the whole thing. So some of the mods take it too far, particularly some of the tech mods with more advanced models. They're like, well, we need things that represent real-life objects, so we're going to make engines that actually look like smooth rotating parts. It's like, no, that doesn't fit. Googly eyes don't fit, but they kind of have this shape to them that there's this round part and they have this hexagon in the center, so it kind of fits. It fits better than it would if it was both squares. It looks silly and out of place. You remember when Notch added moon cycles and there was the debate about the shape of it. Should the celestial thing that is the moon and the sun be square? Should they be round? I mean, if there was more round things in the game, then sure, we could make things look round. But Minecraft is a game about cubes and blocks. and about making structures out of those blocks. So it really needs to look like the stylistic square here, the cube. The fences that we put together are really just a couple of blocks that are odd-shaped that get put together, and it looks like a fence. The lava is a block. I mean, this is an animated texture, so it draws your attention more than, say, this does. You're like, oh, hi. I am looking right into this. But it's still a progression of pixels from this point up here to down there. Hello, Blaze. And the zombie pigman over here. He's got little pixels all over him. And you get close and they get to be big pixels. Something like this blackberry juice looks a bit out of place, especially when compared to a potion of fire resistance. Because the potion of fire resistance is kind of jagged. Like on the bottom, it's got... Here, let me toss it out. On the bottom, it's got this extra pixel on it that makes it feel like the bottom is flat. Versus this looks a little bit too round. I would take the modded texture that is the blackberry juice and make it more like the potions. Let's see. We got anything else in here that's out of place? Let's just go through here real quick. End crystal. That looks a bit weird. And there's a lot of different items. Like, that's a bit round. I think the reason this one looks out of place is not that it's round, but that it's got all of this shading on it. And the shading looks out of place with the high contrast pixel art of the rest of the tools. Come to think of it, the living sword and living pickaxe here have the same shading on it, and they look a little bit out of place, but they look really good, so it doesn't matter as much. Harvestcraft borrows a lot of textures from the Painterly texture pack, and the Painterly texture pack has all of these smooth things, and if you make the entire game smooth, then sure. Unfortunately, things like Painterly pack makes Minecraft lose its characteristic high contrast pixels. It makes them all smooth, so everything kind of feels like it's moving into each other. But the entire game is still jagged, so it feels out of place. It was more better early on inside Minecraft when we had less of the game built, like beta versions. The Painterly pack was pretty good because everything was still kind of jagged, and you could make a few things smooth, like stone, or you could make a few things less smooth. But now we've got so many more things in the game, and it feels more complete that Minecraft feels like... It actually feels less like a platform and more like an actual game. I know it's been a game for a long time, but early on in its development, it felt like there was... There was something missing. That's one of the reasons mods did so well. Later on, when the game was more complete, mods aren't nearly as necessary, but when you don't have much in the game, you've got some stone, and you've got some dirt, and you grow some trees, and you got some sand, and some oceans, or big lakes, not even rivers or any of the terrain things. That's about it. It's like, we could do so much more with this game. And given time, that problem was solved. Not just fixed or had a band-aid put over it. The problem of the game not being a complete game was solved. I don't think it happened when Minecraft 1.0 came out. Maybe that's the first version you could consider it a full game, but it really didn't have enough content to be a fully fleshed out working game rather than just a sandbox until about 1.4, 1.5. One of the updates a few years ago. Ow. Why are you here? I'm trying to get levels off of blazes and you are not friendly. I mean, none of these are friendly, but I'm immune to the fire. I am not immune to wither. Also, we got blazes all over the place. Give me death or give me death! Does the pack increase wither skeleton spawns? I hope so. Those things were pretty rare before. Let's see. Need to get up here. Kill this guy. Make sure I don't lose the little balls. Okay, fine. You can go off into space. You wish Minecraft had more life? I believe that Minecraft is some kind of wasteland. It's a post-apocalyptic world where you are the creator god of the planet, and you are supposed to remake the whole planet in your own image. However, you are creator god that gains power from faith. You gain your own power from followers around you. And you don't have faith from anybody left, so your power is quite limited. That's survival mode. When you get into creative mode, you have more of your power, and you become that which is supposed to make the world a newer, better, interesting place. At least that's the only way I can justify Steve being the only one that's immune to zombies and can take stuff and put it in a crafting table and magically make it into something else. You have to have... You're playing Minecraft as a minor deity. Or a particularly gifted individual who has the power of creation or change. Probably change, not creation. If you had the power of creation, you would have creative mode. There are still things in this world that are powerful enough to set you apart from mere mortals or from godlike beings, but you still go up and hit them. You're taking apart a metal being with your sword, and you're taking apart the... You know what? I'm gonna go punch it to death. I'm gonna punch a thing made out of metal to death. Yeah. Come here. I have all the power here. You have no power in my world. Behold the raw power of Steve. Ah, Steve is powerful. Steve is the man. The only man. Ow. Seriously, Steve is the only man. Also, I need some health back. Steve and Alex together. Oh yeah, I can play as Alex, can't I? I think Alex is supposed to represent either a female or a sexless character. I don't want to say genderless, because all of the characters are genderless. I mean, they have no concept of gender. They have no concept of what goes inside your head, so it doesn't matter. It's like, the character that you play, this guy, is literally an avatar for you to put your own personal feelings into. You can't have a gender without a mind. I mean, it's just like a meat sack walking around. It's like, hey, I'm controlling this puppet. I am Imdio. I am the god. I shall... Wait. Ooh. So maybe, in the context of Minecraft, since you're playing as a minor deity, instead of having their full power... What you actually have is a deity that has been conscripted, or they're being controlled like a marionette on strings. And you happen to control those strings with your mouse and keyboard or controller. Or touchscreen. So, what you have is this being that you're controlling, but you can't control it very well. Best you can do is go and whack things, and you go and get levels, and you put them all together. Yes, I've taken a psychology class. I was very interested in the way that players respond to things, and I always wanted to be able to predict what people would do if they were playing my games. And I wanted to make games, so these two went hand in hand. Yep. So if I am the deity of this world, if I am the all-powerful and the almighty and the all-creating creator of magic crafting table powers, I have decided that... Ow! Well, this skeleton... Ow! Crud. They're deciding against me. They don't even know what I've decided yet. I have decided that all beings in this world shall either be farm animals or murdered. I'm not going to kill them. I'm not going to slaughter them. No, I'm going to turn into a blaze, and I'm going to beat it to death with my own 2 blaze rod stick metal thingamabobs. And then I'm going to turn into a zombie, and I'm going to eat its brains and suck out its spine. And I'm going to drink its spinal tap juice. And then I'm going to turn into a skeleton, and I'm going to shoot it with its own arrows. Well, speaking of skeleton, these guys are nasty. Or maybe I'm just purging the world. Is there a difference between becoming an enemy and killing them and just trying to purge the world? Now, that can be your motivation for doing that. I mean, look at the guy. He's got googly eyes. How dare you have googly eyes in my world? How dare you be hilarious? Oop. And we have a blaze over here. I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna kill them good. Bedrock ceiling. Ooh. So if I'm a deity with the power of creation, bedrock represents the part of the world where I have no power over. In fact, it was put in there by some other deity to prevent me from enacting my work on the very core of the planet. Or in the case of the Nether, I'm somewhere in the center and they've... Oh, I have fire. Fire bad. They've deigned my existence to be only confined to this single area inside the planet's core or inside an alternate dimension. So if somebody else has more power over here, and they send their emissary, the Wither Skeletons. But when that's no good, they send their other, more powerful emissary, the Wither Boss. And I would like to chat with them, but the Wither Boss says, "No, my God is the Lord, and I shall purge you from this planet, like you have purged all of my other emissaries." Speaking of purging, hi! There we go. Not getting a lot of heads out here. If you use the right tricks, you can surpass that barrier to enter the upper void. Oh, so maybe this is just a dream? It's like, there's nothing left here. All you have to exist is the power of imagination. The only thing that could possibly represent anything in this world is whatever you have created at this point. Or, in this case, another deity. It's like, this is my realm. I have made a narrow strip of reality to represent my will of creation of fire and brimstone, and I put creatures in here so they can guard my place. Why? Because I'm a dick, and I happen to like killing things with fire. Why am I a dick? Because I'm a dick. We need no other justification. You just get a recurring loop of, why am I a dick? Because I'm a dick, damn it! Also, fire. Whoa, 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 balls. Ball. Well, yeah, we need to go get some blocks and block that off. Give me that. There we go. Oop. Ghast is being friendly. It's like super happy fun time. Thought this wasn't gonna move. Ow. Okay, come to me. I'll punch you in the face with your own power. Oop. I would like to. I missed. Oh, you... Yeah, get down here where I can sword you in the face. Come here. I don't have a bow. Yeah. Oh, dang it. You walked away. Fine. Have one of these. There you go. Whether or not I am a minor deity in my own right, or I just have the power of creation of some blessing that another being has given me, I do happen to be power mad. I must kill everything, and I must become ruler of this whole domain. I must enjoy the tasty fruits of the blaze. And that just leaves one question. We have an entire world that was made before me. Why does everything in this world have green orbs that come out of it? Undertale intensifies, and if you use the determination to keep going to powers, you respawn, so every time you die you have the passion to keep going no matter what. So what are you? Human? No, I mean, what's in your pants? Determination. Yep. Undertale is sort of a meta examining of how games work while still working within the game, and it's a great commentary on how things change because you saved, but the game keeps track of what you do whether you save or not. It's kind of silly, but it's really fun. Oh, whoop, whoop. And you disappeared. Okay then.